Hi besties, welcome back to my channel. This video is going to be so much fun because it is the halfway point of the year, literally 6 months remaining of 2026, which is crazy. You know, I was doing monthly wrap-ups or trying to do monthly wrap-ups every month, and I figured it was just easier to do them either do the halfway and do like the quarterly checks instead. Especially because I felt like the monthly wrap-ups were getting a little bit too long. I read a lot of books in a month and it's just me yapping. This entire channel is just me yapping, and so I wanted to break it up and give you guys a little bit of a break in between videos. So I was like, you know what, let me just do a quarterly little thing, and this quarter just happens to be the halfway point, and I'm literally, guys, I'm so excited. I'm so excited to get into the stats. As you guys know, I use storygraph literally religiously. And if I don't update it like the same day that I like read a book, I usually end up updating it like the end of the week. So if you want to follow along to like my storygraph, I'm trying to be more open in like my updates and being like, I didn't like this. I still know like what's too spoilery and what's not. But if you guys want to follow me on storygraph, you guys can like, I'll put it right here for everybody to see, but I'll also have it in the bio of this video and on my profile. There's multiple ways you guys can reach out to me. I have Goodreads as well. I just don't update Goodreads personally. Like, I read my Kindle updates my Goodreads, but just know storygraph is the one I use the most often. And I'm low-key trying to like if I want to get a Kobo instead too. So like let's get that on the low, okay? I don't know, we'll have to see. But let's get into the stats. Let's get into what I've been reading for the good part of a year, right? Let's get into it. If you guys haven't already seen my goals for the year, in my very first video of this year, I can't remember what it's called. I'll put it right here for you guys, and I'll link it at the end of this video. But my goal for this year was to read 150. I think last year was about that, but I didn't quite reach it. I was very, very close. I think it was like maybe 15 books off. So close. But I was like, you know what? Let's just keep the same goal. And so far, in the 6 months of 2026, I've read. I'm not good at drums, guys, and every time I do drum rolls, I automatically go with Eye of the Tiger because something about it is just like anyway, guys, I have read 90 books so far in the 6 months of 2026, and I think that's like actually way quicker than I was last year. I think at this point I had only read about 50, and then I had to pick it up for the rest of the year last year. So I'm way ahead. I think I'm at like, you guys, I'm using my phone so I can't even tell. Let me do some quick maths. 1 minute. Okay, guys, I had to do some quick maths. But quick maths, I mean fractions. You know how hard that was? I am literally exactly 60% into my goal. So that means I am ahead of my goal for this year. And I'm like so excited. That makes me like, it's not like a competition to anybody besides myself, but I just love like being ahead of my goal. So I read 90 books this year. That is 34,237 pages. I literally had to like write this down for my storygraph, you guys. That is so many pages. I was like, maybe a lot of my books are typically about 300 to maybe 375. I think that's like my good range of books. But have been a few, especially romance books, which is so crazy, that have been about 500, 600 pages. I'm just like, oh my god. Oh my god, 500 pages for a romance is crazy, insane. And I don't realize it until I'm reading the book and I'm like, I think it should be halfway done, and I'm only like 30% done. Yeah, but I had a lot of fun reading them apparently. So I wanted to see like who I've gravitated most towards this year. I have been using a lot of Kindle Unlimited, but I did want to see like who is my top authors, and it's Daphne Elliott and Hannah Cohen. And that kind of makes sense because Hannah Cohen is like known, or she really does really well sports romances, and if you know me, I love a good sports romance, and especially with this off-campus like craze going on. Yeah, it's like reunited my passion for sports romances. I'm not gonna lie, it's been crazy. I've been like obsessed with sports romances. And then Daphne Elliott has been doing a lot of like cowboy romances, or like, I guess not I think she does mostly cowboy, but it's also like just like rough and tumble boys, and I just kind of love that about a man. I love a good man who like just like knows what he wants, who like he's not afraid to like vote. I don't know, I love a good like blue collar man. I do. So I want to break it down by month because I feel like that's just a little bit fun, like seeing how many books I read per month. So in January and February I read 13 books each month. March it dipped down to 12, and in April I went back up to 14. May was my best month so far with 20 books. In June, I'm currently at 18. And as of today, which is June 30th, I'm at 18 books for the month. I'm currently also reading 2 books right now. One is Expiration Dates by Rebecca Searle, and it's a physical book. I have no clue where that book went actually. I don't know where it's at. And I'm also reading Promises by L.B. Dunbar on my Kindle, and I'm about 60% into the book, so I think I can probably finish that today. So I'll probably be at 91 for the whole year, or for the first 6 months, and 19 for June, but we will see. Editing Lauren, did you make it? Yeah. Hey guys, it's Editing Lauren, and let me tell you, she did not read those books in one day. No. So she's a liar. Out of those 90 books, only 10% was physical, or I think it's like 11%, because I only read 10 physical books, and here they all are. I loved every single one of these. I'm gonna get into them apparently. And my average rating for all the books is about 2.99 stars, which makes sense because I typically give out 3s a lot. Yeah. So I want to get into the top 5 of my first 6 months, and I was like writing this down before you guys because I'm like literally copying everything that I've been talking about in this video is on my storygraph. That's why I adore it so much, because I love breakdowns of charts and like breakdowns of like stats like this. Like, so 4 out of 5 of my top 5 are books that I physically own, and I didn't realize that until I was like writing this down from storygraph. And so I was like, I hope I didn't give them higher like ratings because I physically held them in my book, like in my hands. I don't think I did, but I didn't realize that could be a bias. So number 4 and 5 out of the top were rated a 4.5 star, and they were amazing. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not surprised that they were up there because I've read both of these authors before and they are just that amazing. But it is In Her Own League by Liz Tomford and Mate by Ali Hazelwood. Let's talk about this one first. This one, so freaking good. I love a girl boss. I love when she doesn't need a man to save her. Like he was like, I'm gonna like sacrifice myself. She was like, hold on, wait. Like, that's not your job. Like, that I can handle me by myself. You know what I mean? I loved the sex scenes in this book. I love like the romance in it. I love like the connection that they had with each other. It was just amazing. I love Liz Tomford's Windy City series, and I'm so like ready to see that on screen. Ready to see plus size females representation in romance because it's needed, and I'm like here for it. And I'm also ready to see like Black people being loved on, and like I love Liz Tomford, but this book like really took me out of it. Plus, I will say this one, oh my god, I will say this one's a little bit biased because look how gorgeous this book is. Like, oh my god, I'm so happy that I was able to get it at my local bookshop called Ever After here in Greenville. It's a adorable little bookshop. I will have it on my TikTok actually of me going to see it, and I will like put my TikTok either in the like description down below or somewhere on the screen. But yes, this book amazing. Mate by Allie Hazelwood. I don't know if you guys can see it. I think I'm like standing right in front of it. I have Deep and Problematic Summer Romance, and then her collection of short stories, and I have this one. I also read the, not prequel, but the other one in this like internet series, Bride. So good. When I was younger and I started on Wattpad, because every book girly has had their Wattpad era, and my Wattpad era actually started with like romance, like werewolf romances. And before I got into like the whole fanfic thing of it, I was like, I'm a werewolf girl. Down. That was the Team Jacob talking at me. Sorry, guys. But this book reminded me of that so well in like the best way possible. Like not like the Wattpad aspect of it, but like reading outside of like school. I did read when I was in school. I read Percy Jackson and all that stuff, but like this is the first time I read like romance and not like just like a YA book. And let me tell you, this is what that feeling gives me. This gives me like you're like me being in my childhood like days. So adorable, so cute. I love Cohen. I loved him. I love a badass alpha man. So good. And yeah, I just 4.5 stars. That makes a lot of sense actually. The next book, number 3 in the top 5, was Good Spirits by B.K. Borison. I believe I talked about this in my January, I can't remember. It was in one of the monthly wrap-ups that I did, and it was an amazing book. This was my first like paranormal romance, I think, in a while. I might have read one before, but I think this is the first one for a while, and it's just so cute. It's just so adorable. It was just like I love like it literally, if you can see it, like this is what that gives. It's like the invisible red string theory. Like it just I think I read this in maybe a day. It's just so good. I thoroughly enjoyed this book. And I think it was my first one by B.K. Borison, if I believe, and I'm really excited to get into more of her. I like her writing style, and I've heard good things about her. I think First Time Caller is by B.K. Borison, if I can remember correctly. Think Lauren think. I hope so. I hope I'm not sounding like a fucking idiot when I say that. And First Time Caller has been on my like to be read, like my TBR for so long, and I just need to just like get over myself and read it. So I'm like, this is like my 4.75. Yes, 4.75. I can't remember if I said these were 4.75 or 4.5s. Either way, really good. Finally, number 2 was a book I read recently, and you guys are gonna see it. I think I just posted it, so if you guys haven't already seen it, it's in my roommate's pick video, but it is The Perfect Marriage. Oh my god, if I can give it 6 stars, I would have. I love this book. This is a thriller that I really didn't expect like the twist happening in. Every time I think about this book, I go and like I'm like, it's just so good. It's so good. I can't stop talking about it. So I'm not gonna talk about it too much because I already raved about it in my other video, guys. So if you want to hear me talk about that book more in depth, please watch the other video. I'm just gonna say, if you haven't already put this on TBR, you need to add it. It's so good, and that's all I can say about it. That's all I can say. Finally, and this is the only one that I don't own, my top book for this year was 107 Days by Kamala Harris. I have been wanting to read that book since it came out, I think November of last year. Maybe not November of last year. I honestly can't remember. It's been so long. It came out sometime last year. And there's not much I can say about Kamala that I feel like a lot of people haven't already expressed. I think that being a and this is getting serious, you guys. I'm so sorry to get like serious, but like being a Black woman in America is hard. And being a Black woman who's always criticized for things that like you can't control, for things that you literally are just existing in, makes it so hard to want to see the change, to want to be the change. And reading it from her perspective about how she only had 107 days from the time that she ran, because she didn't even like get to like run really for presidency, to the election, and ultimately like lost. It's, and I can't say inspiring, it's just insightful. And it was very interesting to see like how politics and everything can be affected by us as an audience, as like America, as people, and it's like media, and it's just so many things that go into it. And I really wanted her to win. I'm not gonna, like, if you guys don't want to see that, don't want to talk about it, I'm so sorry. I really wanted her to win. And I ended up like crying when I read the book, because yes, Kamala's not all Black. She is mixed, she is Indian, but she understands what it is to be Black, because to be perceived as Black. And I don't know, it was just like, it's the same way that I'm pretty sure I'm gonna cry when I read the Britney Spears memoir, because I look up to these women. I aspire to be those women. I like idolize them for so long, and for it to be, I don't know, just like to be broken down like that, to do all that you can do and want to do as much as you can do, want to be better, want to do all these things for the world, for America, for the people who are watching you, for criticizing you, and like not even having like the, like your pride being hurt because it ended up not working out, or it ended up like turning a way that you didn't expect. Like you did all that you can do and it just didn't work out. And so I just like it, like I said, it's not inspiring, it's not anything of that, it's not like something out of the blue, it's just that it's insightful. It's in like, I love learning about other people's perspectives, and I love being able to understand like what they're going through, because we wouldn't if she never like put that out. So that was my wrap up for the first 6 months of 2026. I'm like super excited, you guys. It's looking very it's looking very optimistic for the rest of the year. I have so many books. So as of right now, as of June 30th, as of filming, guys, let's just see, I have 580 books on my TBR, storygraph. Then I have, I think that is including the 60 books, 50, 60, somewhere around there. I think it's closer to 50 now. The 50 books I have on my physical TBR, which will be on my storygraph. And then I will be on Facebook or Instagram scrolling, and I get like screenshots of books that seem very interesting to me. And I think that list is about 100. No, I think I'm slowing down. I think I'm at like 90 now. I think I'm at 90 books for that one. So altogether, that is a number. Lauren will put it right here. That is amount of books. And I am trying to get it down significantly. So I think that for the rest of the year, I'm only reading my TBRs. I know, so hard for me. It's so hard for me. I am going to do it, so I'm definitely a movie reader though, so we'll see. I'm gonna try my hardest to do it. And I'm also going to try my hardest to read some of the books that I like don't gravitate towards more. So right here, it's like Carnival. I haven't read that one yet. Right next to it is The Woman in the Window. It's another thriller. I think that I have Legend Borns over here. I have the entire City of Bones, Mortal Instruments up there. I believe Rick Riordan is coming out with another Nico Wheel story, and I'm going to read that one. I have to. I also really want to finish the Iliad the Iliad. I have started it 2 years ago. I gave up and I just like let it sit. I need to finish the Iliad. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to like get through books that I haven't haven't thought about for a minute. I also want to finish. I want to finish like series. So like I read Wild Card by Elsie Silver. I love Elsie Silver. If you guys don't know, like that is my girl. Like when I first got into romance, she was there. And I read Wild Love by Elsie Silver. So I read both of those, and I need to read Wild Side and the other one in that series. 1, 2, there's 4. So I've only read 2 out of the 4. I really need to finish, or I need to start Invisible Life After the Root. People have been talking about that one. That's been constant for me. Divine Rivals. There's so many books I need to finish, and so I'm hoping that I can get through them. I'm not sure, but yeah. The goal is to like dwindle down my TBR because I cannot keep adding to it. I think that my ultimate goal is to finish at least like half of my list that's on my notes app with all the ones I get from like social media, and probably maybe 10, 15 physical TBRs, and maybe then I can tackle my humongous storygraph TBR. So yeah, I am like really excited. I'm like, you guys don't understand, like I think that like summer, I hate being outside, but I'm going to try to do more videos outside. And I think my mindset is still there where summer equals like rest, and so I have more time to read, even though I really don't. I work a 9 to 5. I work 40 hours a week. I don't know where I'm getting this rest period from, but it's there. And so I think, yeah. So I had a lot of fun this past like 6 months, and I'm gonna have a lot more fun in the next 6 months. And if you guys happen to go to my storygraph, or if you guys want to add me, like I said, it's in my description, but tell me what books I should read next if you guys go there. If you guys think, or if you have like any recommendations that are like popular book talk, and I'll probably add them to my TBR, who knows. But I'm like super excited. I think that like this is what I'm gonna do for going forward, and it's gonna be a next interesting 3 months. So that's when I'm gonna give you guys the next update. Oh, my birthday is in, oh my god, when's my birthday? My birthday's in 3 months. June, so July, August, September. Yes, my birthday's in like literally 3 months. So the next time you probably guys are gonna see me, it's gonna be like right after my birthday. I have a lot of videos. So that was my 6 months. Those were my top 5 books. And if you guys like agree with me, disagree with me, like let me know. Tell me if you guys have read any of these books. These are like the top 4 of my 5, and I'm like super excited. I will see you guys in 3 months for the next wrap up, but you will see me probably in a week for the next video. All right, bye besties. I can't wait to see you again.